of us, and to grow away from this world. When we're born into this world, we're born into a world that has this worldly system. That this should be observed, that should be observed, blah, 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 blah. Now then, when we become Christians, we enter a different world, a different establishment, a different way. And as we read the scriptures, and as we begin to ask questions of the scriptures, week in, or day in, week out, and month in, month out, and year out, we should be gradually growing from a seed gently upwards. Not all at once. If we come all at once, the sun will come and we'll be found not to be Christians. The Christian is the one that gradually grows in grace and knowledge of the truth. And if a Christian stops at a level and begins to be comfortable with the world, then they lose out. Not a salvation, that can never be. But they will lose out on seeing things as they are, and so not seeing things as they are will be drawn along with the system of the world. Let me challenge you on this, as I challenge myself. It is easy, is it not, ladies and gentlemen, for the world to speak and we to be deluded? Isn't it? Because we're busy people for a start. We're very busy people. We have the things of the day to attend to in the day. Now, knee-jerking is what the world does, and we can fall into that. You see, because this is the natural man. We still got this old nature there. This wretched man that I am. That we contend with. It's laziness, it's ignorance. It's everything that is against God. I was once fooled. About 2 or 3 years ago, by an article that was published by the media and the press and government over an incident in Woolwich. A fellow called Elijah. Never forget it. Okay. The world was saying that this fella, Elijah, had murdered this soldier, drummer boy. Leave it be. I believed it. I slipped up. I should have questioned it. I was very busy at the time, and I should have set it to one side. I should never have believed it. I should have set it to one side, because it's the world. When the world speaks, set it to one side. Anyhow, I did get the time to have a look at this subject. Okay, this event. And having looked at the footage, it was a con. Why was this done? And people will say, well, why was this done? Or why do you think this was done? Why are you asking me? I didn't do it. You're asking the wrong person. Why don't you go to the persons, like the media, who know why it's done? But it was fake. I asked the question of people. Where are the shoes? Where are the legs? Where's the torso? Where's the waist? Where's the hands? Where's the arms? Where's the shoulders? Where's the head? Where's the body, in other words? On that road, there's just a load of material, clothing. There's no shape of a body. Secondly, who owns the footage? When Elijah is coming across the road, there's a camera set up clearly on a tripod because it's not moving. Who owns a tripod on the camera? Who claims that footage? It's the media. Pardon me. And of course, the greatest giveaway of all time is when the young lady is on the bus talking to her mate, saying, when are we going to get on set? But you ask people about Lee Rigby, oh, it's a true event. No, it wasn't. This world is a con. We should be asking questions. Now, if you find that offensive, ask the questions why. You can go onto the internet and you can look up the footage and you can see exactly what I'm saying. I'll give you another one. Okay? And I'm going to put these up on this channel. Many of them. In fact, all that I can find. Alright, just to exercise myself and hopefully yourselves in asking questions. Questions. This is the whole point of being transformed, in the renewing of your mind. Questions. Asking questions. And asking questions makes us not to be conformed to the standards and the ways and the will of this world. We're the ones that should be asking questions. It's part of our faith. Recently we had the media putting out that there'd been a stabbing in Manchester, that a man had gone berserk and stabbed a number of people as he's running through Arndale shopping centre. Okay. Do you find that offensive if I were to say that was fake? Again, ask yourself, why should I say it was fake? Ask yourself, hang on, he's saying ask for evidence. Now he's saying this is fake. Therefore he's either a hypocrite or he can provide the evidence. I can provide the evidence. Because the media has provided the evidence. And we're back to this again, aren't we? It's the other side that provides evidence of what they are. Okay? This is the simplest one of all. The simplest fake piece of news. Go to your footage on the internet. Go to where the man is lying on the ground. You'll see that his face is obscured, blurred out. Look at his left leg. Trousers of the left leg are up. And he has what the world calls a white leg. I don't like those terms, but it is a good way of explaining it. This. He has a white leg. Okay? Then go to other footage where he's being taken away, led away. His face is not obscured, but he has what's known by the world, the term of the world, a black face. How can you have a white leg, a black face? Huh? How can you have a white man and a black man in one body? I'll tell you how you can have it. Because the person that lay down on the ground was, again using the world's terms against itself, which I love to do, was a white man. That scene was filmed. Okay, that is probably a training exercise leading up to the day when they would do it for the final time. Okay, so come the day, they can't get the pig in man. He's gone. Can't get him. So what's to hand? Oh, you'll do. We'll lead you away. Okay, nobody will notice that you're different nationalities, different skin tones. Nobody will notice, and they don't notice. Just like the rugby, there's no body there, there's just clothing. Just clothing. Ask questions. Always ask questions. The media, the principle of the media is to sell. And if that means selling lies, it will sell lies. And it's always done so. From the very conception of it. Newspapers, the media as a whole, tell lies. Lies sell. Excitement sells. The world loves a bit of theatre. We are simply plain, ordinary people of God. Now the world plays with itself, it deceives itself, it brings about these things, alright? Well, I'll just give you one more. I can go on and on and on all day with all these hoaxes. If you go to The Guardian and to its footage online of the fella that is supposed to have attacked Parliament, and the police are amazingly there within seconds, with all the guns loaded at this person in this car as he is, and they gently take him out. Don't put him on the floor as the procedure requires. They just take him out. And he's looking as they are escorting him away towards the cenotaph, 10 Downing Street, Trafalgar Square, that way. Okay? Then it goes on for commentary. And then when the commentary is finished, they go back to this fella being gently taken out of the car and led away. But this time, he's facing the opposite way. He's got his back to the cenotaph, 10 Downing Street, Trafalgar Square. So it's been done twice. So it's fake. But as we say, we'll put these things up and think. This is the thing, you see, on the top of good manners, respect, humanity, charity, all that is good and right and acceptable before God. On the top of that, there are these things whereby we must think. And the top stone is evidence, evidence, evidence. Drill we should into our minds. Evidence, 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 evidence. Where's the evidence, evidence, evidence for this? If the world cannot provide evidence, then we ignore it. Do you know, it's so easy, isn't it, when the world speaks for us, to sit up and take notice and to believe what the world says. When we say the world, we mean the establishment. In the beginning, Parliament in this country. Well, we should question, because Parliament is as corrupt as the devil is corrupt. It's one and the same. It's one and the same. It's all wedded in to the antichrist, isn't it? You know, Romanism. Romanism being the antichrist. Because government and governments are continually issuing the laws laid down by popery. And that's another subject. They walk hand in hand. They walk hand in hand. Let us walk with integrity, honesty, sincerity, humanity, asking questions, question after question after question. And that's how we learn. That's how a child learns. That's the thing that a child does. And we should continue on, because we are the children of God. Asking questions. Question of this, question of that. When we're out and about, or we're reading, we should be asking questions. Questions, 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 questions. This should be a normal way of life for us. If I'm walking past some workmen and I don't understand what they're doing, I'll walk up to the workman and I'll ask questions. I'll ask this, I'll ask that. Doesn't matter what it is. Some people may think, oh, you know, embarrassing. No. What's the point? We're thinking beings. We simply are thinking beings. We're natural thinking beings, aside from the spiritual. And how are you going to learn if you don't ask questions? How are you going to mature in your understanding if you don't ask questions? You know the problem with the virgins, the 10 virgins? They stopped asking questions. Lethargy set in. Laziness. It is amazing that once we cultivate questions, question this, question that, question the other, we begin to understand more and more and more. There is an exercise of the intelligence. And so the more we ask questions, the more we are informed, the more we know how to handle this world. And we're asking, first of all, and principally of all, asking questions of the scriptures. Why is this written? What does this mean? And we continue to ask ourselves, what does this mean, when we don't understand it clearly? And keep on asking and carry it with us. Inscribe it on the doorposts of our heart. Carry it. What does that mean? And as we go along, it may not be today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, it may be a year on, 2 years on, we get the answer. And not only that, in this perseverance, because the labour of love, to ask the questions of Scripture, one answer is given, with a multitude of answers to the rest. In other words, when we get light of understanding on one scripture, it opens up the rest of the scriptures surrounding it, and in other scriptures within the scriptures. We just don't get one answer, we get a whole bundle of answers. And the more we question, the more light we get, the more understanding we get. It's always question, 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 question. And so we have questioning, evidence, and a walk that is upright, that is honest, follows the law of God. And let me just say this, when the world says, oh, I made a mistake, when a person wrongs his wife, if you know what I mean, or the wife wrongs the husband, they say, oh, it's a mistake. No, it's not. It's adultery. We as Christians do not say it's adultery. Sorry, it's a mistake. It's adultery. When the world says we're going to open an abortion clinic, pseudo-Protestantism and the rest follow those words and then seek to justify those words. We Christians, on the other hand, say that's murder. That's child murder.